your easy seated position while she gets us started, and then we'll move on.
Your host, do you want to mute everybody, or do you want me just to like go through and mute?
Yeah, if you don't mind, just that would be great. Thanks.
Okay, we're good. Everyone's muted.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, bye.
All righty. So, welcome to Basics Yoga this morning. I want to congratulate everybody that made it through the online sign up, as I understand it was an issue. And for those of you who I should give you my number. So if you ever have a problem, you can just text me. And that way I know Elizabeth did that this morning. And so we were able to get her on. So all good, all good. You might notice I specifically wore this shirt today, Practice Gratitude. And I like it because like a lot of things in yoga, in yoga teacher training, we talk about personalize, then universalize when you're theming your classes. And I think this is actually a great example, right? That idea of practice, 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 gratitude. So on our yoga mat, we come to it with the idea of repetition, so that we are always finding new things in the yoga poses rather than just, warrior two, reverse, whatever, yada, yada, show me something new, right? So instead we want to think of those always as building blocks for what we're going to do on our mats on any given day. And then take that philosophy of practicing awareness, noticing what's going on with our body out into our day. And the reason I like it with the practice gratitude is because often too, we come to our mat with a lot of judgment, like doing yoga last night and now coming and sitting down right away on my mat, the back of right in here on my hip flexors, on my hips are kind of complaining, right? And so it'd be easy to sit down and think, I do yoga every day. Why do my hips hurt, right? Instead of saying, oh, okay, my hips need me to sit up straight or to ground down, to breathe deeply and to give them some time to open, right? So letting go of judgment can open up whole new attitudes. Instead, being grateful, I have hips that will open, right? I have a lot of friends and family members that are going through hip replacements and knee replacements. And, I'm not there. I have these beautiful hips that God gave me. So if they want to bark a little, they can bark, right? So today I would ask you, as you go into your class, to be gentle with your body, but challenge it, right? So don't demand, request, and see where your body will take you this morning. See if you can enjoy a gratitude-filled class for what your body can or can't do. So that being said, come to if you're not there yet, easy seated position. Try to ignore any milling children and things that might be happening, spouses, people at home that are studying. Feel the sit bones root down, lift up through the heart. Remember, gratitude starts with the heart and the head, with recognizing everything that we have. There is a saying that whenever I start to get frustrated, during COVID is a great time to think about this, right? That I wish I could go to restaurants and sit inside and enjoy friendship. But instead of focusing on what I can't have, focusing on what I do have. So invite gratitude into your life. Maybe that means lifting the palms up and bringing the index finger and the thumb together, seeing what thoughts settle there in the palm. Lift up through the crown of the head, draw the ears over the shoulders, spread the shoulders wide and draw the shoulder blades slightly together on the back. Notice if you're leaning forward at all, try to press back so that the shoulders and the ears are in line over the hips. Feel that slight engagement of the belly when you find that. And take 2 to 3 nice, big, full, deep breaths. I would like you to bring to mind as you breathe here the things that you are grateful for today. The things that you know are blessings that perhaps others are not enjoying or are struggling to enjoy today. As you're ready, bring your hands together at your heart center. Press the palms in and lift the elbows slightly. Feel the shoulder blades again slide together closer on the back as you do that. Keeping that tension in the arms, easy, gentle, muscular movement. Exhale, drawing the chin down into the chest, drawing the nose a little bit closer to the fingers, opening up the back of the neck. Taking a moment here to honor those things for which we acknowledged our gratitude just a moment ago. And then gently, with the eyes closed, lift the head back up. Butterfly, open the eyes slowly, and exhale the hands down around the knees. Take the arms out wide and then give yourself a nice bear hug. So don't get too aggressive here, right? Maybe we just find the backs of the shoulders. I did this a lot last week, and I actually ended up by the end of the week pulling my, the Friday people heard about it. I had pulled something between my shoulder blades. Lift those elbows up so they're in line with the shoulders. Now maybe the fingers can gently start to walk back, and you can massage the shoulder blades, or maybe even if you can get enough of a bear hug, you can get into those little areas underneath the shoulder blade, right? That so often we're asking our significant other, no, just dig right underneath the shoulder blade. That's where I need you to release for me. If you haven't done that, try that with a significant other later when you ask for your back rub. And then gently open those arms up. Notice that area condensing. Sweep the arms in, different arm on top this time. Take it nice and gentle, little hug of yourself. And then lift those elbows up so they're in line with the shoulders, and start to walk the fingers further back behind the back. Take a breath in and out here. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you start to dig in with those fingers, giving yourself a little bit of a massage, checking out if there are any sore areas that we need to be careful of or open up back there. Watch if the elbows want to dip. Keep them energetic and lifted. Take those arms back out wide. If you're using a playlist and you need to start it, now is a good time. If we're going on, bring the elbows in, lift the elbows up, then bring the arms up and find your eagle arms. So I know it can be a hard transition here. So the first thing you want to do, Nancy, is make certain the elbows are up. Yeah, that's tough, right? And then you slide them further over and find your eagles. Remember, backs of the hands are fine. You can even be working on dividing. Once you've found your variation of eagle arms, make certain the elbows stay lifted and draw the forearms gently in line with the elbows. You can stay here and breathe, or you can begin to take the forearms straight down towards the floor. This is kind of a deep stretch to start your morning. So just go as far as is comfortable. I am going to start our music. Take a breath or two once you've found that, remembering to press down through the hips. And when you're ready, on an inhale, lift those arms back up and unwind the arms. Go ahead and switch the arms out, finding your bear hug again. And you know we're headed to eagle on the other side. So make certain that you lift those elbows up and then begin to find your eagle arms. My knee is bugging me. Again, lifting those elbows up in line with the shoulders. Nancy's like not liking this at all. So you just stay. I have, because it's so good. Lifting up. Now look at your forearms, because for many of us, the one thumb is closer to the face. So try to lift those arms so that they are in line, so that the elbows are in line with the shoulders, wrists are in line. And then from here, if you'd like to go deeper, fold over those hips, bringing the flat forearm toward the floor, not the elbows, not the fingers. That's better. I felt like I was screaming at you. And when you're ready, inhale, lifting back up, unwind, and just roll those shoulders out. Switch your legs out. So whichever leg was in front in your AZ seated position is now in back. If your hips are starting to feel open and you're up on a blanket and you want to slide off and see how that feels, that's great. From here, we're going to go ahead, take the arms out to the sides, flip the palms up, bend the elbows, and bring your fingers to your shoulders. Nancy's like, would you get off my shoulders, woman? So with your fingers on your shoulders, she has such an expressive face. I would like you to slide the shoulder blades down and try to relax them. So imagine like your mother or a teacher coming by and saying, release those shoulders, right? Now from here, exhale and twist to the right. Nice gentle twist. Arms stay out. Don't let them come in on each other. Arms stay out. Pull the pelvis forward, pull the belly forward, lift through the heart. Come back through the center and twist off to the left. Looks easy, not so much, right? Most of us are going to want to rock back on that pelvis, so pull it forward, keep the elbows lifted and high, come back through the center. Exhale the arms out and then lift the arms up, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Maybe the gaze goes up towards the fingers. Now we're going to take an open arm twist to the right. So don't let them go to the floor. Press out through the right fingers, out through the left. Press that right knee down, left hip down, lift through the heart. Try to relax the right shoulder back behind you. Don't let it lead. And then flip the palms and come back through the center. Root that right hip down out of that twist, open arm twist to the left. Notice if your left shoulder feels like it's pulling forward. Pull it back and press through the back fingertips. Lift through the heart, lift your gaze. Flip that front palm and reach all the way up with the arms. Exhale the hands down to the heart center. Beautiful. If you're on a prop, go ahead and rock off of that prop. We're going to swing our legs around behind us, pass quickly through a tabletop and head to puppy pose. So press your arms out in front of you. If your shoulders are complaining, then I want you to bring a block in front of where your head will rest. And you can move that block to any position so that you take some of the angst off the shoulders. With the arms wider than the shoulders, press the hands, the finger pads into the mat, leave the hips high, press the forehead down towards the floor or a block. Once you find your position, I want you to think about your rib cage, because for many of us, we've got this really big low back curve. And usually we think, whoa, cool in yoga, right? I got a nice low back curve. But I want you to pull the ribs towards the hips, trying to engage the core and press harder through the shoulders. So Nancy, you don't get to complain if you're not going to take the modification.
Well, this doesn't hurt my shoulder.
Okay. All right. Take a few breaths here, just letting your body melt. So we're pressing the forearms and the arms towards the floor as the head, maybe the nose, maybe the chin come down on the floor. Keep pulling the belly in towards the hip bones to engage the core here. So again, think of a puppy that wants you to play. One more big breath here, just like that. And then press into the palms of the fingers, lift up, slide the left hand back closer to a more traditional tabletop. Float that right arm up for a nice big open arm twist and thread your needle, taking the right arm down and through. Press the fingers of the right hand down into the mat, making certain even the thumb fingernail is on the ground, the thumbnail. And then bring the flattened hand to right in front of your right arm, about in line with your nose. Now notice if your right hip is pressing harder towards the floor than your left hip, can you even the hips out so the pressure feels the same on the knees? Pull the belly up, then stretch the left leg out, trying to keep the hips even and flat. You're welcome to stay here, or you can press those right fingers into the ground and float the left arm up for a nice shoulder opener. Now your weight will shift a little bit here. Flip your palm so it's pressing behind you and reach back behind your back, finding the right hip crease. Unwind the arm and bring the hand back down to the mat. Press the left and right hands firmly into the mat so you're almost lifting your head up. Engage your belly and slide that left leg up in the air. Press out through the left heel and up through the back of the left thigh. You're welcome to stay here, or maybe you come to your left fingertips, trying to get lighter through that left arm. Remember, your balance is coming from your belly and from your right arm.
then through your left leg. So resist pressing with the left hand. Maybe that left arm floats up.
And when you're ready, unwind this pose, pressing back up, reaching for the sky. And then bring the hand back down to the mat. Beautiful. All right, stretch back down, find that puppy pose. Exhaling, dropping the heart towards the mat, opening the shoulders. Remembering you can press into a block. You can press the forehead down into a blanket. Once you get that full extension, then start to pull the ribs towards the sit bones, which are going to engage the core and make it feel like it's not as deep. So press a little further into the shoulders. Couple of breaths here. And then press the finger pads into the mat, lifting up. We're going to switch sides. So draw that right arm back into more traditional tabletop and slide that left arm towards the sky. Float the left arm down and through, pushing any props out of the way. Coming down onto the left shoulder, left arm stretched out long. Again, right hand is right in front of the left arm. You can press the hand flat if you'd like. Notice your left knee is probably pressing harder into the mat, so shift the weight so it's even between the two knees. Then, as you press the left hand into the ground, can the right arm float up? Flip the palm behind you and maybe bend the elbow and try to find that left hip crease or the left hip or the left kidney. Float the right arm back up in the air, bring the hand back down to the ground. Shift your weight slightly over to the left, stretch your right leg out, digging the toes in, and then float the right leg up into the air. Now, as you press evenly through the right hand or the right fingertips and the left hand, pulling the belly in, maybe you start to play with lifting that right arm up. And when you're ready, either fall out or come back through your table, float the arm up in the air and unwind. Beautiful. From here, set up a nice solid tabletop. Take a breath in, lift the sit bones, drop the belly, pull the heart through. We're headed to cat-cow. Drop the tailbone towards the floor, roll up through the spine, let the head freely float towards the floor. You might take an extra breath here and you can nod your head. You can say no, no, no. You can make little circles with the top of the head. And then with the next inhale, lift those sit bones, draw the heart through. On the exhale, drop the tailbone, curl the spine towards the ceiling, press the mat actively away. Keep going for 3 more of these, following your breath pattern. Not worrying about anybody who's around you. We all are going to have different breath patterns, and that's okay. There are times where we try to match our breath, and times where we simply listen to our own. Then next time that you find your spine in a nice, flat, neutral spine, press evenly into the hands and float the right leg up behind you. I'd like you to just bend that knee and then push out through the flexed right heel as though you're trying to find that wall behind you. Center the weight on the hands. The left leg and the right hip are kind of holding you here. Pull the belly up and press the mat away. Slide the right leg out to the right, keeping it lifted. Then bring it back into the midline and draw the right foot over towards the left. Again, try to keep it lifted. Come back through the center. We're kind of wagging the tail of the dog. This next time, as you come over to the left, drop the right toes down, press back into the right heel, look further over the left shoulder. So you're kind of pressing into the right hand, getting a C curve in the spine here. Come back, lifting that right leg straight up behind you. Lift it slightly higher back behind you, then bend the knee, bring it into the chest and curl the spine like cat-cow. Exhale, stretch the leg back out long behind you. And then curl the knee in and swing the foot forward, finding your low lunge. Scissor those legs together. Inhale and reach up. Exhale and open arm twist to the right. Pull that right hip back. Shift your weight so your right knee is over your right ankle. Flip the palms, reach back up through the center. Exhale the hands down to frame that front foot and draw the right leg back into your traditional table. Inhale, stretch that left leg out behind you. As you breathe, bend that knee back in and then push back out through the heel, just trying to get full extension and awareness through that leg. Make certain that you are centered on the weight on the hands, and then start to wag that dog's tail, taking the left leg out to the left side, out to the right, back over to the left. And this time as we go to the right, we're going to drop the toes down to the ground, shift the weight back into the heel for a little calf stretch, press and look over the right shoulder and find that nice big C curve in our spine. Inhale that left leg back up, lift it just a little higher behind you and then curl the spine, bringing the knee way up into the chest. Inhale, stretch the leg back out behind you, lift it a little higher, and then bend the knee, sweep it in and bring the foot in between the hands. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way up and we'll go for that open arm twist to the left. Check in on that left shoulder if it's pressing forward. Pull from the low right side of your back to try to draw those right ribs forward, which will help you take the left shoulder back. Make certain that the left knee is stacked over the left ankle. Flip those palms, come back through the center. Exhale the hands down and frame that front foot. Dig the right toes in, stretch through the right leg. Inhale, step into the left foot and find a forward fold. So this would be a great place for you to just come to Ardha Uttanasana. So you'll just skip a beat here. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So if you have a migraine or if you have anything going on with your eyes, Ardha Uttanasana can be a great middle ground. So if everybody will lift up, finding Ardha Uttanasana. And I just want to emphasize, especially if you're here hanging out while the rest of us enjoy a forward fold, I want you to look for a curve in your low back, flat spine in the front of the back, shoulders on to the back. Hands can lift as high as they need to go for you to get that. Think of a number 7. Spine in line. So even the neck is part of your spine. You're looking slightly forward. Then those of us that are going to go for the fold, we pull the belly up and in and float the head towards the ground. Remembering we can keep a nice big bend in those knees. Take a breath or two, whether you're in Ardha Uttanasana or forward fold. We'll all slide back up to Ardha Uttanasana. Bring the hands to the hips, bend the knees, and lift the rest of the way up, finding your Astasana. Exhale the hands down to your heart center. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up. Exhale, either forward fold or Ardha Uttanasana, whichever serves you. We'll all come to Ardha. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands and step right, left, back to a plank. Remembering modified plank is fine. Shift the weight so your shoulders are over your wrists. Press into the finger pads, bend the elbows towards your waist, and come all the way down to the ground. Lift your right leg up and stretch through the leg. Lift the left leg up, stretch through the leg. Press the hands into the mat, lift with the heart, and find a baby cobra. Roll those shoulder blades onto the back, lift the heart, pull the belly in to support the low back. Exhale, tuck the toes, press through a tabletop, and then slide the hips up and back, finding down dog. Yeah, that's great. You can leave the head lifted there, or you can stay in a table. And when you're ready, look forward, bend your knees, and step or hop up to the front of your mat, depending on where your practice is this morning. Inhale halfway, exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Let the right hand grab the left. Press the left foot down, lift up through that left arm and stretch right, stretch right. Breathe. Watch your shoulders. Don't let that left shoulder dip forward. Keep pulling the right shoulder forward as you breathe. Inhale, stretching up, switch those arms out. Stretch the right arm up and now go left. Inhale, back up through center. Take the arms wider than the shoulders. Lift through the heart for a little back bend. Come back to a neutral spine. Bring the hands together. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Shift the weight to the left foot and float the right toes up onto the mat. Keeping the right hip even with the left, lift the right leg up. Reach down with your hand and either bring the foot into the thigh or have the foot on the calf or have it down kickstand. Yeah, choose any variation you want. I threw the full version right at you. So find your tree pose. It's so funny, there's a chair leg there, John, and it looked like you were just hanging out with your right foot there, lifting your hip flexor. I was like, really, wow. When you're ready, you can stay here and enjoy the stillness. Feel your heartbeat. Press the elbows up so the shoulder blades right onto the back. If you'd like to lift the arms up and have a little fun with your tree, test your balance. Now, a great way to do that without really flailing the arms into different planes in space is simply close your eyes. It's amazing how just taking that one sense away can change your balance. When you're ready, bring the hands back to the heart, opening the eyes if you closed them. Draw the right foot off the calf, stretch that right leg out, lift it a little higher, and then bring the foot down and shake those legs out. All right, so you know where we're headed here. Let's take that Astasana crescent stretch. So inhale, stretch up. This time we'll take the left hand over to the right wrist. Reach all the way up through that right side, making it long like Gumby, and then pressing the right foot down, stretch left. Inhale, coming back up, switch the arms out, plant that left foot, reach up through the side, stretch over to the right side. Breathe in and out. Come back up, bring the arms wider than the shoulders, lift through the heart. Come back to a neutral spine. Exhale the hands to the heart center as you float your weight over to that right foot and lift the left toes. Pull the belly button up and in, getting tall through that right foot. And then you decide which tree you want to build, right? Remembering different sides, different days, different weather, we might choose different things. Does not have to be exactly the same. Take a moment here, pressing the hands into each other, breathing. And then if you feel like playing with your tree, have a little fun, little balance challenge. I invite you to close the eyes. I don't do it because it really screws me up. So especially if I'm in front of the camera teaching, I don't close my eyes. When you're ready, hands to the heart. And then draw that left leg off, lifting. Place the left foot out in front of you. Try to lift a little higher. And then bring the foot down and shake it all out. Nice. If you need a drink, grab one. Costume adjustments, anything happening? Elizabeth, are you doing okay there? If you need, okay, if you ever need to speak to me, just press the space bar.
No, I can see you okay. I was having a hard time seeing you in the screen. I was seeing everybody else, but I think I have it. Thank you.
Got it
Sorry.
pinned? Okay, no worries. All right, when you're ready, come back to the top of your mat. We're gonna vinyasa our way down to the mat. So inhale all the way up and you'll see why we did all those shoulder openers. Exhale, forward fold, or else come to Ardha Uttanasana if that serves you better. If you're in Ardha and you can, fold all the way down, plant your hands, step or hop back to your plank. Take the vinyasa if you would like it. So exhaling chaturanga, pull through to your back bend. Roll over those toes, lift those hips and find down dog. Couple of breaths. When you're ready, inhale, slide forward, just kind of like a wave floating over so that you're stretched out into your plank. And then exhale, chaturanga, come as slowly as you can and come all the way down to your mat. Press out through those legs. So lift the right leg, stretch it out long, and then lay the toes down. Lift the left leg, stretch it out long, lay the toes down. Now, if you have low back issues, please keep your feet hip distance apart. If your low back is healthy, bring the legs in close together, squeeze the inner edges of the legs. Press down through the toes so the knees pop up. Bring your hands back by your hips. Press out through the crown of the head, getting as long as you can, and then lift through the heart and roll the shoulders up, locust. Now maybe the feet float up. Press the pelvis down and pull the belly up to lift higher. Exhale and come all the way down. One more time. Inhale, float up. Think length, then up. You can either have the feet out if your low back is complaining, or squeeze them to get more height. Exhale and come down. Funny how that little move, bring the left forearm parallel to the front edge of the mat. Lift up through the heart and draw the right fingertips out underneath the right shoulder. As you press into the mat and lift up high, pull the belly up off the mat. Now you'll notice my right shoulder is higher than my left. I'm going to try to square my shoulders to the front of the mat. Allie hates that phrase. Bend your right knee. And then see, can you reach back and find something back there? If the answer is no, grab your strap and lasso your foot. If the answer is yes, then hold on tight, point your toe, and as you pull with the right hand to draw the foot into the hip, start to press back with the foot, which will help you lift. Now you can stay here, or you can take the left palm out in front and lift up a little higher. Exhale, coming down, releasing it all out. You can stack the hands and take one cheek down to the hands. If your back is complaining, bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs. That's also a great signal for your teacher to know if anybody's back is bothering them. Okay, got a couple of feet wagging. Okay, so stretch those legs back out. Now remember, when you go for bow or half bow, a couple of things you can do to protect your back while you're strengthening the upper back muscles. This is great. Sorry, John, close your ears. For you ladies that hate the back flab around the bra straps, this is great for those muscles, all right? So a little extra incentive. All right, for the right hand, bring it parallel in front of your mat. Bring the left fingertips, tented fingertips to the mat. Try to push evenly up through the shoulders. Now you can draw that right hand in further so that you feel like you're more supported. Notice, just let the belly go and notice how the low back feels. Now pull the belly button up and lift higher with the heart. Back should feel better when you do that. So remember, pulling the belly in supports the back. Bend the left leg. Maybe you stay right here, just hamstring curling that left leg, pulling the belly up, lifting the heart. Maybe the arm reaches back and we find something behind us. That's not a good sign. Nancy's looking at the clock. All right, toes pointed. Press the left heel towards the left glute and then start to push the foot back into the hand. So your hand's pulling the foot in. So it's a big hamstring stretch or a big quad stretch here. Now again, that right hand can stay right where it is, or it can pivot out front and you lift up for a little bit more of a back bend. Exhale, come all the way down. That was beautiful, Diana. And let the other cheek go on top of the hands. Bend the knees and we'll all windshield wiper our legs. Now, you know, when we do half of anything, we have to offer the whole thing, right? So if you would like to go for full bow, both legs, you're more than welcome. Don't want to do that? Practice one side again and then do the other. If you do not like that, you can always go to your side. Stretch the bottom arm out, bend the top leg and reach back for the foot. So this is a little bit gentler version, but still allows the quad stretch. If you're taking this variation, draw the right knee in towards the left and then pull the foot behind you and take the head back. Why don't we all try that? And then those of us who want to go for full bow can. And come back to the belly, stretch that right arm out, shift your weight to your right side. Plant that right foot in the right hand, pull the core in to hold you as you bend the left leg. Reach back with the left hand, finding the foot. Pull through the core and push the hips forward. Press the head back as you pull the left leg back behind you. So see, it's the exact same action, right? We're pulling the knees towards each other. Am I the only one that hears a cricket?
No, I heard.
And then stretch out, bringing the arms out in front of you. All right, so we've got lots of options. You can do one of the side bows. You can do the first bow, the half bow we did. If you want to go for the full variation, we're going to bring the left arm in front. Right hand comes up. Reach back as you hamstring curl the right leg. Find the foot. Pull the left leg up. Press the knees towards the floor. Release that left hand and find your left leg. Roll the heart towards the sky. Pull the thighs up off the mat. Find full bow. You got it. You got it. And then release. Come all the way down and breathe. In level 1, when we do that, we like to roll all the way to our side. One more breath here. And then bring your hands back by your rib cage. Tuck your toes, lift through the hips and press back, finding a child's pose. So you can have the knees as close as you'd like, as far apart as you'd like. Just stretching out that low back, sinking the hips towards the heels, stretching through the fingers. Couple of breaths here. And then when you're ready, come up onto the tented fingers, hollow out the armpits, and walk the hands off to the right side of your mat. Exhale the left hip back for that nice little C stretch curve here. Come back through the center of the mat, walk the fingers off to the left side. Exhale the hips back in space as you drop the head back in line with the arms. Inhale, lifting up, walk the hands back through the middle of the mat. Inhale, pressing up through your tabletop. Press the hands down into the mat, take the knees back a couple of inches, stretch out and find your plank pose. Now, if you would like to press to a down dog, feel free. If you'd like to stay in plank for an extra breath, you choose which serves you today, that plank or that down dog. Dig your left toes. Everybody come back to plank now, sorry. Dig your left toes into the mat, pull your right knee in, curl, dig the left toes, curl the back, and try to hover that right leg up off the mat. Stretch back out into a plank and draw the right leg down to the floor. Lift as you dig the right toes, lift and bend the left knee, curl the spine and pull up. It's a mountain climber modified. And press the left leg back out long, finding your plank. Drop the knees down to the mat. Find your child's pose. If you need to rock those wrists out, go for it. You need to shake them a little, whatever works to wake them back up. When you're ready, press the palms into the mat. Inhale, rise up. All right, we're going to head for a modified Vashisthasana pose. So stretch back into your plank. Bring your right toes into the center of your mat, your right hand into the center and slightly in front. Come to your tented left fingers and slide onto the outer knife edge of your right foot. Draw your left foot up in line with your hip. Now bring the left hand up to the left hip and start to push the hips up towards the sky, stacking the shoulders as you go. Float that left arm up into the air and breathe. Now you're welcome to stay here. I know some of you love full Vashisthasana. And if you want a moment to press the left leg back going into full, go for it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. You're where you need to be. And bring that left hand down, Unwinding, pressing back into a plank. Draw the left toes into the center of the mat. Sweep the left hand into the center and slightly forward. Right hand draws back. Come onto the knife edge of the left foot. Draw the right foot into the center of the mat. Press the right hand into the right hip. Lift through the right hip. And then draw the right arm up towards the sky. Remember to stack the shoulders, press up through the right hip, maybe even come up onto the right tippy toes. If you wanted full Vashisthasana on this side, go for it. And when you're ready, we'll all unwind. Coming back towards our plank, dropping those knees, tucking the toes, and pressing back into a toe crunching. Or if you hate that pose, lay the toes flat. All right. Just finding a kneeling position that works for you, your quads, your knees, and your toes. You okay?
I'm hating every moment.
Oh, Nancy. I'm like hitting all of Nancy's bells in the wrong way today. All right. As you find this, whatever your hip bones are connected to, I'd like you to make sure there is a connection to something, right? So if you need to, you can always bring a blanket underneath the calves. All right, from here, lift through the heart and raise the arms up. We're going to go for that open arm twist to the right. I'm too close to my wall. Hopefully you're not. And then inhale the arms up. Exhale and open arm twist to the left. Inhale, coming back up through the center. Exhale the hands down. Press through your tabletop, tuck those toes in, lift the hips, and find your down dog. Take 3 breaths here in this down dog. At the end of this next breath, go ahead and bend the knees, bringing the knees back down towards the mat. We're going to slide our hands back by our heels and lift up through the hips. Draw the hands back onto the hips. And imagine you're sliding your hands in Jean's pockets. She's like, oh my God, she's going for camel. It's like, I told you I'm hit. It's like I said, give me every pose Nancy hates. We'll do it today. I want to see if I can change your mind, Nancy. I want to see if I can change your mind, because I don't want anyone to feel like we have to go for this full big out camel version. All right. Instead, what I want you to focus on is pressing the knees down into the floor, a blanket, a pillow. You can roll your mat up if your knees don't like that. Press the hips gently forward. You don't have to jut them forward, gently forward. Roll the elbows towards each other. Lift through the heart and look at the sky. Maybe this is all we do because this feels good on our back today. Feels good on our low back. Come back through a neutral spine. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, hands down to the heart center, pulling the belly button in as you go. Keep the belly button pulled up and in and slide the hands right back to the hips. Now this time, as we pull those elbows together, lift through the heart and imagine there's a big wheel that you're trying to roll over with your upper back. Low back isn't going to change at all. So we're just looking a little further back at the sky. Come back through a neutral spine. Inhale, sweep those arms up, pull that belly back in, and exhale the hands down to the heart center. Why do I keep doing that? Remember, if our back hurts, often we're not pulling in through the core to support the back muscles. Now you're welcome to stay right there, or if you'd like to bring blocks in by your side to go deeper, you can. If you're one of those people that says, I really hate camel, don't go for the deeper pose, right? Just keep imagining. I want you to think of those. If you've ever seen the yoga wheels, you lay on the floor and you roll your back over them and they feel amazing. If you've got the blocks, bring them right in by your calves or your heels, all right? The goal is to make them easy to reach back for. Bring the hands back onto the hips, pull the elbows together, roll the shoulder blades onto the back. And again, maybe this is our first bus stop. We stay here, and like in our tree, we might close our eyes, pull the belly in and lift through the heart. Like to go deeper? Pull up with that heart, roll over the yoga wheel we're imagining back there, and look up. You might stay right here. Keep the neck in line with the spine. Don't drop the head back. Want to go a little deeper? One hand at a time might reach back and find those blocks. Once you find them, you can press into the blocks and lift even higher with the heart. Now, if you love your camel and you're like, let me go, you're welcome to let go of the blocks and reach for the feet. I know I've got some of those in here too. Wherever you are, when you're ready to come up, hands come back to support the low back. Push into the low back as you lift with the heart. The head comes up last. Exhale the heels down towards the hips. Find a child's pose. Again, whichever one suits you. Knees closed, knees open. Relax the chest down onto the floor. If your shoulders are barking, they've had enough, then take the open palms towards the sky back by your feet. Let your head rest on the floor. Choose your variation, knowing you can always put a block under the forehead, a blanket under the knees, over the calves. Take one more breath here. And when you're ready, inhale, pressing up, bring the knees back in, hands come back underneath the shoulders, knees go back a couple of inches. I got a block in the way here. Tuck the toes, press back, and find your down dog. Press the mat away from you with your hands, shifting your hips higher towards the sky. Exhale, the heels a little closer to the ground. Bend the knees and make your way to the front of your mat into a forward fold or an Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Shift your weight over to that left foot, lifting the toes. Draw the right knee up and hinge the right leg back, nice and slow, finding that floor behind you, and then inhaling up, finding your lunge. Beautiful. Exhale to your left, so slowly for balance. Inhale the arms up. Coming back through the center, take that right foot down and tidy up the feet, finding your warrior two. So nice deep bend in that front knee stacked over front ankle. Pressing back through the back leg, lifting up through the heart, pulling the belly in, bringing the chest parallel to the long edge of your mat, looking out over the left fingers. Relax the shoulders down the back and then stretch through the arms. Flip the front palm, reach all the way up with the left arm as the right arm just releases towards the right leg, and then stretch behind you. Bend deeper into that front knee. Maybe the right hand comes behind you, finding the bind. Breath or two here. Bring that right arm back to a traditional reverse or peaceful warrior. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Swing the arms parallel to the ground. Stretch the left arms, stretch both arms forward. Press the right hip back. So really push back through that right hip. And then tick-tock the arms. See if you can just bring the left hand, the back of the hand to the inside of the left leg. That's fine. This is a great tree. Push out through the spine, getting it long. Want to go a little deeper? Start to slide the hand down the leg. Maybe lobster clawing the ankle. Maybe grabbing a block on your way down. Maybe your fingers come to the mat. Wherever you are, think of your lower rib cage and try to rotate that further out in front so that the right ribs press flatter. Bend into the left leg, float back to a warrior two. Right hand comes to the right hip, bend that left elbow, placing the forearm on the thigh. Roll the shoulders so they're stacked. Take that left arm out and swing it over the right ear. Nice long stretch, right fingertip down to right toes. Your gaze can just look straight out, or maybe if your neck feels okay, you look up towards the right fingers. Now I'd like you to take your chest parallel to the floor and come down, finding a runner's lunge. Grab a block. So if you need to come out of your pose, just bend your knees, come back. We'll meet in runner's lunge. Bring that block, tallest position right in front of your foot. Keep your right heel lifted and press back through the left leg, straightening that left leg. Flow back into a bent left knee towards a runner's lunge. So a modified pyramid here. Lifting through the left leg. Testing your balance. Exhale back into the leg. And one more time. See if you can stretch that left leg straight. Keep your balance. And then press back into the left knee. Take the block off to the side of the mat. Inhale, step into the left foot. Float the right foot up next to it, finding either forward fold or Ardha Uttanasana. We'll all come up to Ardha Uttanasana. And then bring the hands to the hips, bend the knees, and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Shift the weight to the right foot. Left toes come up. Get your balance. Draw the left leg up. Bend that right knee. Float back. Finding the floor behind you for your high lunge. It's a balance challenge. And then when you're ready, float those arms up. If you're ready for another balance challenge, take that right arm behind you and find your open arm twist. Keep pulling the right hip back, the left hip forward. Come back through the center and float the left foot down, finding warrior two. Exhale it deeply into your warrior two, trying to find your deepest lunge that you can here. Make certain right knee is right over right ankle. Press through the back foot. Relax the shoulders, stretch through the wingspan. Flip that front palm. Go for reverse warrior, reaching up and then back. You can hold here, or you can float that left arm behind your back. Press deeper into the front knee. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Bring the arms back to parallel to the ground. Float the fingertips forward as you press the left hip back. And from here, maybe the right fingers just come to the inside of the right leg. That's cool. Maybe it slides down the leg. Keep pressing the left hip back, pushing into the big toe on the right foot. Maybe the fingers come to the floor. Now press out through the crown of the head, lengthening the spine. Bend into that right knee and float the arms back up to warrior two. Bring the left hand to the left hip, right forearm, right thigh. Nancy finally has a smile on her face. Yay. Stack the shoulders. Draw that left arm out and swing it over your head. Finding Parsvakonasana. Again, the gaze can either stay just straight, parallel to the floor, straight out, or if the neck is okay, look up towards the left fingertips. That will really tell you if your chest is coming forward or if your shoulders are stacked. Press into that right knee. When you're ready, bring the chest parallel to the ground, finding that runner's lunge. Now, if one block was more of a challenge than you wanted on your balance, bring two blocks in. So you just bend, come out of this, find two blocks, bring them in. I saw a lot of wibble wobbles, including me. Come back to your runner's lunge. Keep that back heel up off the ground as you straighten the front leg by pulling the right hip straight back. Inhale, bend right back into that knee. Exhale, lift those hips, rising back into that modified pyramid. Inhale, pressing forward. Exhale, press those hips back and up. Bend back into your runner's lunge. Take your blocks off to the side of your mat. Bring your hands to surround your right foot and then step back, finding a plank. From here, we're going to drop our knees, press back and find that toe crunching position. And breathe. As you come to whatever position is most comfortable for you here, again, toes can be flat, toes can be crunching. I want you to pull in through the belly, press down and together through the knees. Bring the palms of the hands to the thighs. Roll the shoulders back and apart. Close your eyes and breathe. Let the eyes flutter open and bring the hands down as you press through a tabletop. Take the feet off to the right, hips come down to the left. Draw your legs out in front of you. Beautiful. You might want to have a strap for this. Now we're going to lift that flesh away from the sit bones, maybe internally rotating those thighs. Draw the legs together. Now again, if your low back is really giving you problems, you might find that squeezing a block between your legs gives you the sensation that you need, as opposed to squeezing the legs close together, all right? Sometimes if we have a compromised low back, squeezing them too close internally is a problem. So you choose. Either way, we want to bring a lot of muscular energy in, pull up through the belly, lift through the heart, lift through the crown of the head, and breathe. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way up, flutter the eyes open if you close them. We're going to reach all the way up and then exhale and reach forward. Now you're welcome. We want to hinge at the hips. So the minute you feel your spine curling, I want you to pull the heart through like there's something connected here. I would rather you're up here lifting than that you're down here curled. All right. So fold as far as you can. And then exhale, bring the hands down. If you're using a strap, grab that strap and place it around the feet. Lift up through the heart, exhale, bend the elbows and release the chest towards the floor. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, pull up with the heart. Exhale, come further down. One more time. Inhale, pull the heart forward and up. And then can you fold further down? So for those of us who can't do forward fold for whatever reason, this is a great way to be working. It's the same thing, you're just in a different place in space, right? So you're allowing your head to stay above your heart. When you're ready, take that strap off, walk the hands up the legs, and draw that right foot up into the left leg in a seated tree or a Janu Shirsasana. You can again use your strap if you want to use your strap on this. We're going to take the strap now around the arch of the left foot so it's all set up for us. If you're not using the strap, then your hands are going to come in and bisect the legs and right behind the left hip. Lift up through the heart and twist to the left. Then exhale and fold. Again, think long nose towards toes. If you're using your strap, you just grab it. It's simply an extension of the arms to help you lift the heart and draw the chest down. Flow through that a few times like we did before. Inhaling, giving the spine length, and then exhaling, pulling the belly in. Inhaling for length, exhaling and floating down. If you were using your strap, just drop that strap, walk the hands up the leg, draw the right knee up towards the sky, stretch the right leg out, bend that left leg, bring the foot into the right thigh, shift the weight forward of the pelvis and press out through the right leg. If you're not using your straps, your hands come in, one hand bisects the front leg, hopefully you don't have back legs. Lift up through the heart and twist to the right. Exhale as you reach those arms all the way up and fold forward. If you're using your strap, you just float the hands down and grab wherever you can, walking the hands to where they're comfortable. Lift and pull the heart forward, stretching the spine, and float the chest closer to the thigh. Again, lift through the spine and flatten towards the thigh. Lift your gaze and press towards the thigh. If you're using your strap, make certain you don't have a death grip on it. You can relax the shoulders. And then drop your strap down off to the side, walk your hands up your leg. Use the left hand to pull the left leg up, stretch the left leg out. You can take the strap off, completely off your mat. You won't need it anymore. Come all the way down onto your back. I'm going to flip. You guys can stay straight. Come all the way down onto the back. Plant that left foot, draw the right foot up and over the left knee. Gently push the right knee away from the right shoulder. Make certain the right foot is flexed here. Both hips are down flat on the mat, pressing evenly through those hips. Uncross the legs, plant that right foot, draw the left foot up and over, flexing that left foot, press the left knee firmly away from the left shoulder. Nice little passive stretch at the end of our class here. Take that left leg off the right leg. Draw your legs, your knees to either side of your chest, and then stack the ankles over the knees. Reach the arms to the inside of the knees, cross in front of the shins, grasping the outsides of the feet with your hands. If this is too intense, feel free to let go with one leg, planting that foot, finding half happy baby. Once you've found your variation of happy baby, check in on that low back and make certain it's not curling up. Press the low back into the mat, and then take the knees wider apart than the chest and gently start to press the ankles down so that the knees are compressed towards the floor. Again, check in. Don't let the low spine curl up in order to take the knees closer to the floor. If you want to rock that baby, go for it. Draw the knees close together at the chest and then shift the knees so that you've got a 90-degree angle at the hips. Flex the feet, squeeze the legs together, take the arms out into a T. Exhale and drop the knees off to the right side of the mat. Try to keep the left shoulder pressed down. The legs can hover if you want abdominal core work, or just let the legs drop towards the floor. Keep squeezing the legs and take the deeper twist. Look over towards your left fingertips and relax the left shoulder towards the floor. As we get ready to move, use the core to move the legs. So pull the belly button up and in and let that action pull the legs rather than yanking them from the knees. Make certain that the legs are back with a 90-degree angle at the hip, 90 degrees above the floor, flexing the feet, squeezing the legs, and then exhale and take them as one unit off to the left side of the body, choosing either to hover and engage the core here or to release into the twist. Listen to your body. Look over to the right if your neck feels okay. Exhale and shrug the right shoulder closer to the floor. Again, pull the belly button towards the spine, lifting through the core, and use that to draw the knees back up to the center. Yogi's choice, you've got a moment before your Shavasana. If there's a pose you would like, go for it. If you're ready for your Shavasana, then draw the shins in towards the chest, grasping the shins. With a big breath, draw the forehead up towards the knees. And as you exhale, release the entire body down onto the floor, just opening up into your Shavasana pose. If you're taking a traditional Shavasana, please make certain that your feet are slightly wider than your hips. You release all tension in the body. So just do a little mind-body scan, starting at the top of your head, melting everything towards the floor, relaxing any tension in your body. I'm going to turn our lights down just a little here. Take a full breath in and exhale, completely feeling yourself melt even further towards the floor, being grateful for this time and this space in your life. to take care of your body and your mind. I find that whenever I fall into the woe is me or the worrisome everyday banality, it helps to go back. This always makes me smile. 10 signs you're doing well. And I think it's very appropriate right now. Number 1, you have a roof. Number 2, you ate today. Number 3, you have a good heart. Number 4, you wish well for others. Number 5, you have clean clothes. Number 6, someone cares for you. Number 7, you can forgive others. Number 8, you have clean water. Number 9, you stay in faith with something. And number 10, you are breathing. Find that one especially helpful right now. Take a nice full deep breath in, breathing in gratitude. And as you exhale, releasing any judgment, any harshness, any criticisms, critiques for others or yourself. Take another breath or two like that, beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Now, as you're ready, taking larger movements and finally stretching the arms overhead for a nice full stretch as you re-enter your day. Exhaling, drawing the shins back into the chest, grasping the shins, and once again, inhaling the forehead up, and then exhaling down and rolling off to one side. Take one full in and out breath on your side, and then use your upper hand and your upper leg to help you gently and easily press up, finding a seated position. Bringing your hands to your heart center, your eyes close again. Take a moment here to scan your body, noticing, did we open up things? Did we strengthen some things? Did we activate some things? If you need any assistance after class, let me know. I want to thank you all for sharing your presence. I truly am grateful for all of you who have continued to practice with our yoga community, who have upheld us, who have volunteered with us. We are so grateful. Namaste. Thank you, folks. Camel.
So my shoulders going like this.
Mhm.
It's really very painful.
So let me show you something
Oh,
else.
wait, I want to say is when you said put the blocks by your side, so I'm not going like this lifting position, I'm going straight down,
Then you were okay.
then I'm okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so I can't do this, but I can do this.
Okay.
So I have to remember that for when we do camp.
Yeah. So it's Nancy and I are talking about her shoulders in camel and how the action that you almost always get that direction, right? Bring the hands back to the hips and pull the elbows together like you're putting your hands in your jeans pockets. That's a deep pec stretch and an external rotation of those shoulders, right? So for some, and sometimes I teach it this way, it is easier to open up and come straight back, right? And so you might play with that. If your shoulders really bother you in camel, because we want the shoulders nice and free. So find the rotation that works for your shoulders. What we don't want is this like jamming, right, of the low back as we're trying to reach back. So getting in a nice open chest and heart is important, right? Any other thoughts about poses, or please don't do that or do that more?
How about don't do this class? Particularly not Friday.
Okay. So those of you that practice with me, I started to say that I don't think everyone was on here. Laura will be subbing next Tuesday for me. I will be at the lake. She will, Friday she'll be subbing actually. Friday will be Laura.
Oh.
And Saturday will be Carrie. Check the schedule. I'm leaving. I'm gone Thursday to Thursday. Check the schedule. It's Carrie and Laura who are subbing for me. Yes. Yeah. So I'll be back next Thursday. So, all right.
Thank you, Sandy. Have a wonderful time at the lake.
Thank you very much. You guys take care.
Bye-bye.
Theo, did you practice? Did you do some practice back there? Yeah, good. Are you getting strong?
He was doing some good cat cows.
Nice, nice. The lip all better and the nose?
How's your lip and your nose?
Good.
Yeah. It
Good,
looks a
good,
lot better.
good. Yeah, it's hard to see on the screen, but that's good.
Yeah, before you would have been able to see it. It was quite large. But
Yeah.
now his nose just looks like a little bit, tiny bit swollen. And his lip, I think if you didn't know that he was hurt, you would just think he had a big lip.
Right.
But the only thing I'm still worried about is that he's got bruising on his gums.
Yeah,
Watch it.
yeah.
When you